So there's a trigger warning in this particular video, just because it's going to be speaking with about SA. So hopefully I do this right. We'll find out, I guess. So I have this neighbor, and I guess like one thing that you could really say about her is that she lies when her mouth moves, literally. Now, to give context on that, for example, she'd come over and just be looking through my windows for whatever reason. Me thinking it's rather weird, I'd ask her about it, and she would swear up and down that she just came by and she rang the doorbell or knocked on the door and nobody answered. But I have security cameras, and when I in fact checked, she didn't go near my door or ring the doorbell or knock. So I'd be like, no you didn't, and she would say, yes I did, and then I would show her proof, hardcore proof, evidence, the video of her not doing any of that. And she swears up and down, to this day she'll swear up and down, that she rang my doorbell, she knocked on the door, she wasn't looking through my windows. You can never win with her, ever. But when it comes to lies that she's all told and said, this has got to be by far, no it is by far, probably, no it is the worst lie yet. So it's a Saturday morning and it's fairly early. I had just had a friend leave. It's probably about like 5 a.m. or something like that. And all of a sudden I get a text saying, I am not okay, are you awake or are you at home? Me knowing that I can only deal with this girl in small amounts, but being an empath, said, yes, why, what's up? And here's where lie number one begins. She says, I'm bawling, I'm outside, and my window's open, because she came and screamed through it earlier that night or whatever. So my window's open and I can hear what's going on outside and what's around me, and I don't hear crying or hysterically crying or even just the slightest bit crying whatsoever. So I'm like, are you sure? And it kind of takes a little bit, but then all of a sudden I can faintly hear what just starts out to be the beginning of, I guess, crying. So I go out my front door, and she's standing there, and she doesn't look, well, I can't really tell. There's no tears, but she's making crying noises, I guess you could say. And then she just starts hysterically, like I said, no tears, but just crying, I guess, with no tears. And I was like, what happened? What's wrong? What's wrong? And she goes, I was... Now, my first reaction was like, oh my god, do you want to go to the police? Like, this is, like, oh my god, like, I was in shock. I've never, like, had somebody tell me this before, let alone it just, I guess, happening. So I was genuinely like, oh my god, do you need to go to, like, should we go to the doctor? Should we go to the hospital? Do we go to the police station? Like, what do you want to do? Are you okay? She continued to do the crying thing, and I may add, reeked like alcohol. Like, this girl, I should say, and add, she drinks a lot. So she says no, she doesn't want to, and I asked who did it, like what happened, do you want to talk about it, kind of thing, because like I'm still genuinely like concerned, worried, and just, I'm an empath, so I genuinely was just trying to comfort her. She then tells me that this person she knew from way back in high school, and they paid for her Uber to go to this person's house, and she said it costed like $20 some, and it was across town, but they paid for it, and that when she got there, it was just the one person that she went to high school with, but then all of a sudden 4 more people were there, and that's what they did after, I guess. She then tells me that they paid for her Uber back across town and gave her, well, money. She pulled out $65 and said, this is what she said, they said, I quote, this is what you're worth, now get out of here. Now, when I started asking questions like, who is this guy? Like, do you want to go to the police? Like, this is serious, like, and she kept saying, no. I was like, well, like, it would probably help if you did, because what if he's doing this to other women? Like, it needs to be stopped, he needs to be dealt with, kind of thing. What is his name? She would not and did not want to tell me. And then this is where things got really to the point of me questioning. And like, remember, all I know from this girl is the stories that come out of her mouth, which have all ended up being very, very false. This is serious. So in my mind, I'm not thinking anybody in their right mind would lie about something as serious as this, because that's just so wrong and disgusting on so many levels. So she went to high school with this guy, but she says she doesn't remember his name and that she blocked him right away on Facebook because that's the way they were communicating. I said, well, his name should still pop up there because it doesn't go to like Facebook user till at least a little while, like days or something like that. So what was the last name? And back to the you'll never win. She goes, no, it's gone. I don't know it. Blah, 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 blah. And I said, okay. So after I'm done comforting her and she's trying to convince me to have drinks with her, which I do not do, I'm sober, she then goes upstairs, says she's going to grab something and that she'll be back. And she never does come back down. So I was like, okay, well, maybe she just wanted to shower, lay down, I don't know, she'll come get me if she needs me kind of thing, right? And at this point, I'm genuinely still concerned about the girl and just curious, I guess. Not curious, but like I wanted to know what, like, if this, like, person, I knew that, like, I just wanted to know who it was, like, and I had security cameras. So what did I do? I went back onto my security cameras to see if I could possibly see. I know she said that an Uber picked her up and dropped her off, but she also said that when she left in an Uber, that she saw the person that I was with leave and get into his car, and she described exactly what he was wearing. So I figured, okay, well, if I just go back to the time that he left, I'll see her getting into this Uber, and maybe it'll give me some kind of clue or sign. So I go back to the time that my friend had left, and I don't see any vehicles whatsoever. I asked my friend if he saw any vehicles because she said that she's pretty sure that he saw her. I asked him, he said he didn't see any vehicles. So I go through my cameras. There's her going up the stairs to her unit, but I never do see her go back down, and I never do see her get into any vehicle. Again, she could have got picked up somewhere else, but I'm almost positive I would have seen her go down. Like somehow, some way, shape, or form, I would see her go down, and I would catch a glimpse of her. But I saw nothing. So the next day rolls around, and my sister and her boyfriend were bringing over some dressers and stuff like that, and she comes down shortly after they leave, and she seems like happier than normal, actually, which is really weird. Again, I don't know if that's just a thing or not, but like she was very, very happy. I asked her if she was all good, and maybe she was just masking. I have no idea, but she proceeded to tell me that she was all good. So I thought maybe she just wanted to just not talk about it, just to drop it kind of thing. So I didn't really bring it up at all. So the past few days before leading up to this event, she has been talking really heavily on the whole, oh, I'm just gonna sell for money. I'm just gonna start sleeping for money, and that's how I'm gonna pay for things like this new dog that I want, and this that I want, and da-da-da-da-da that I want. And I'm kind of like, even if she's joking, I'm kind of like, haha, okay, like that's not something you kind of joke about either, but all right. And then it clued on to me how she threw the money out of her purse when she was telling me this story. And then I remembered that I didn't see any cars, I didn't see her get into anything, and yada yada yada. It just didn't look like, and I can't be the one to judge, but it just didn't look like what she was saying was, I guess, true in a sense. And I don't want to say that she's a liar, because again, I've never had this happen, and I don't want to call somebody a liar, really. But I'm very intuitive, and there was just something really off about the whole entire story, and then just her overall demeanor after, I guess you could say. And I'm gonna have to do a part 2.